Hi, Steve Watts here with Sotheby's, and I just came back from a listing presentation, seller that may consider selling their home. And they asked me, do I need to do anything to prepare my house for sale? And sometimes we say, no, you're perfect, but I would say most of the time, yes. So what is it? What does that look like? Well, let me give you a little background here on the context that a buyer gets to choose and what a seller can do. A buyer can choose all three of these criteria: the location they want to live, the condition of the home they want to buy, and the price they want to spend. And what I mean by that is they could live in Lanada Bay or up near Merrill Est or down in Torrance. They have the choice. The seller cannot choose that. The seller's home is a location they established when they bought it. So for the seller, location is not a criteria they can use. Number two, condition. A buyer could buy a complete fixer, put $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 into it, and improve it. The seller, well, they can do that, but a lot of times it doesn't make a lot of sense to go in and put new granite and countertops and redo the floors and put in French doors and redo the yard, because they may not get every dollar back they spent if they don't do it perfect. But they can do that, so a seller has a choice on condition. The third is price. In other words, a buyer could spend $2 million and have another $500,000 left over. He can spend $2.5 million by doing a fixer-up and putting that money in. And for a seller, the only thing they can really drive value is the price if they don't do improvements. So let's just take a home that is in very good condition. They've been maintained and the seller bought it 10 years ago and it's been relatively updated. Doing more updating is just throwing good against bad. What the seller really has to be able to do to drive value is accurately price your home in a market like this. Because a buyer has those three choices, a seller has two, and generally doing improvements. Minor improvements are great, but major improvements, a lot of times you can toss good against bad. So those are the criteria. Great way to evaluate how do I price and how do I sell my home.